Welcome back to another episode of Gurukul Online Learning. This is Nishit Dey. The rag or melody that I was playing is usually referred to as Raga Yaman or Raag Yaman. Most of us who have been in this subcontinent or has been somehow connected to our continent's music, I'm sure they have always come across to the term Raag Yaman. It is one of the most basic ragas as well as the most difficult. The reason behind it being having this complex nature is because Most of the times, vocal artists, vocal students, sitar students, sarangi students, and some other instruments, usually when they start to have the practices of melody, they start off with Raag Yaman. That is mostly because the notes in Raag Yaman are relatively easy. For example, the chalan, as we say, or the blueprint of the rag, is relatively simple. We don't have much complexity, but as you are going to grow up as an artist, the very fact that you can use so much freedom brings more complexity, as there's just so much more to do. Having that said, Raag Yaman has a specific set of notes, just like any other rag. Before we move on, it is important to know what rag is. So, according to popular belief, the rag terminology came from this Persian word called ranj. Ranj literally translates to color. So, I have heard somewhere, I've read somewhere this beautiful line. It said, an artist or a musician paints pictures on silence, which means a musician is going to use silence as a canvas and then draw his or her picture on it. So, we have many kinds of notes. We have 7 notes, since our kind of music mostly emphasizes on notes on a specific set scale. We don't change scales. We have one mother scale that we perform in, that varies from person to person, instrument to instrument, to mood. The sitar, usually we play it in C sharp to D maximum, sometimes D sharp as well, but not even further, not down below either. The imon, the blueprint, there's this thing called chalan. Chalan is basically the ascending order and the descending order of any rag. Yaman has a relatively simpler chalan. It starts from ni. Questions may arise, does not it start from sa? Of course, it starts from sa, but there are a few grammatics, a few grammar that we need to understand before we move on. So hold on to your questions. So what we are going to do is we are going to start from ni. Before I tell you what the chalan of Yaman is, it is important to know that every note that we understand, sa doesn't have a major minor, however re does. There is a minor re and a major re. So sa and then minor re, major re, and then minor ga, major ga, and then ma doesn't have a minor major, so it's a normal ma and a major ma. We call it komal or tivra. So every time we are playing a minor note, we are going to refer to as komal, and every time we are going to play a major note, which is just one ma, it's going to be referred to as tivra. And then dha has a minor dha as well, and then minor ni, normal ni, and sa. So what we usually say is komal, shuddha, and tivra. Shuddha means normal, minor means lower, and tivra means higher. So having that said, so far all our lessons had sa, re, ga, and then shuddha ma. But from now on, all of our lessons that we have learned so far, of course, you're still going to practice the basics. It is of utmost importance, but you're going to change all the notes that you have been playing from madham, the normal ma, to the major or tivra ma, like this. So your sa re ga ma, it was so far with Shuddha ma, and it's going to be transferred to Tivra ma from now on. This is the ma you're going to click. So before we start off with any rag, it is important that we are fluent on the ascending and the descending order. At first I told you that sitar covers tune-wise, it covers 2.5 octaves. That's because every Indian instrument was based on the human voice, and since the human voice cannot really go, the average human voice cannot really go above 2.5 octaves. So what we're going to do is we are going to have fluency in the entire fretboard before we move on to Yaman. So far we have always started from Sa, but here the frets also have other notes. Sa going down, Ni, Dha, Pa, Ma. If you have the open string, it's going to play Shuddhama, which we don't need in Yaman, and then Da, Re, Sa. So we are going to start using this Jor string. It doesn't really matter what kind of sitar you're holding right now. It can be like this, it can be Gandhar Pancham, it can be Kharaj Pancham, but it's always going to have a Juri tar, a Jor string, right above the main string. If you are having, you're supposedly holding a Kharaj Pancham sitar, you're supposed to have additional 2 more Kharaj strings, but we don't need them right now. So what we're going to do is very slow and steady, and the most common mistake that students do while they're in this stage is this seems a bit complicated, and whenever they're doing something a bit complicated with the left hand, the right hand it suffers. Either the volume goes down or the strokes are imperfect. We can't let that happen at all, especially from now on. What we're going to do is we are still going to maintain Da and Ra, and not only Da, not only Ra, we have to play both. So the open string is always going to play Sa. So Da on Sa, and then place your index right here on the 2nd fret on the bronze Jor string, Re, and then Ga. Notice how I'm using my ring finger. Usually in Khani Gharana sitar players, they don't really use the 3rd finger much. So I asked my Guruji once, Pandit Ashim Chaudhary, and he smiled and simply said that if you use your 3rd finger, there is no chances of having any difficulties. If you have to have any effect at all, it should be positive, because you now are using 3 fingers. 3 is definitely better than 2. Anyways, I usually use the 3rd finger on only the Jor strings. For everything else, I use both my two of my fingers. You can decide what you want to do. If you want to use your 3rd finger right here, if you have smaller hands, or just want a bit of more leverage, you're more than welcome to start using the 3rd finger from now on. So here's the practice for Yaman. Very basic. It has to be very, very slow, very clear, and very loud. We're not really looking for a very polished sound right now. What we're looking for is a very loud sound and a very clean sound. So first we stroke the Juri string with Da stroke, that's open Sa, and then Re with Ra, and then use your middle finger or the 3rd finger on the Ga, which is Sa. This is the Re fret, and this is, you have 1 gap, and this is the Ga fret. So, and then you shift to your main string with the index, and then come back. The practice is going to be from this octave to the 2.5 octave, which is still Ga, and I'm going to give you a demonstration of that, but very slow. That's the 1st octave, and then second octave, and then Re Ga, and then coming back. One more time without breaks. If you want, so far you should have had this memorized from Sa to Sa, since you're already practicing for quite some time now. So you are allowed, it's actually very smart to when you are going after something very complex, always divide it into 2 or 3 parts and take them down one by one. That is much more effective. So in this case, since this area on the sitar should be new to us, what we are going to do is we are going to split this part, and when this is satisfactory, we are going to join it with this. So the practice should be for at least 10 minutes, doing the same thing over and over again. This is it for today's class. Really hoping the lessons are really helping you out. Always get to us by our email address or down below in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Thank you very much.